Like, you don't have to just go for farm, go for this right click. You do a ton of damage with that now, but all four of us are going to agree on this, so we are going to toss it. Well,
agree to disagree.
It's 2 divided by 2 is 1-to-1.
Okay,
so that's good enough. No, but we are going to throw it over to our lovely casters. It's going to be Dota Capitalist as well as Fogged Dota, so take it away, boys.
Grant, please. It's okay if you do it on stream, on your own personal stream, but try not to pull any NA math while hosting this. Please. Fogged, we're looking at this draft from WG. Feels like, well, let's stay away from predictable. Let's say comfort.
Very.
We've got one comfort lineup to another Spirit Breaker Darkseer, and they've gone for the carry OD as well.
And the Jog too. We were looking. I literally just bring up their Dota buff, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what they've picked recently.
Yep. Just
throwing in like Wolf was saying, they just threw in the Disruptor rather than the Silencer. I really like the point that Lumi made. I think that's actually why Empire grabbed this Shadow Fiend last. Is you look at WZ's lineup, and they are completely countered by BKBs. It's really just the Juggernaut who does anything into Empire's lineup as a physical damage form. So I think they could suffer, but we'll see if they can make stuff happen in that early game, because that's exactly what they want to do with that Spirit Breaker Darkseer. They want to just cause havoc. They want a non-stop charge. That being said, though, Bane Gyrocopter, pretty damn good dual lane versus Darkseer. You're just able to kill him all the time with the missile plus Rocket Barrage, which I'm assuming Silent will go for Rocket Barrage levels in this lane.
And you're not going to be threatened by any Ion Shell harassment or anything like that. So should be all around relatively good laning phase. We've got the Puck who's going up against the Juggernaut Disruptor, which I imagine isn't too terrible, especially since he went for the Null Talisman build. So he should be able to fight the Disruptor relatively well. Looks like they are going to try and keep the pressure, though, on WG Unity, see if they can get an aggro lane in.
Oh, that's cool. That's always a good, a nice approach that you can do versus the Spirit Breaker. Yeah. When you're already assuming that he's going to be pressuring one side, you can go aggro, and you force him to stay in that top lane, and you really shut down the enemy carry's farm. So we'll have Bounty Root trades, though, 2 for 2.
What do you do as the Bane here? Do you actually chill out mid at all?
I think he just starts top. Yeah. If there's Gyro's top, he has to be top. They can't leave him alone. I think Vanscourt can start mid. I'm also surprised that they picked the OD into the Earth Spirit. It's actually one of the better heroes versus OD because, as we've said in the past, the silences is the key versus Outworld Devourer. You can't use your Arcane Orb, you can't save yourself. It becomes quite devastating. And this mid matchup, it's changed quite a lot because of the way Shadow Raise works early on. If you get a couple stacks on them, stack lasts for 8 seconds. If you get the triple raise at level 2, it's actually an absurd amount of damage. I believe the math on it's about 540 magic damage if you get all 3 raises.
Yeah, that was actually insane. The increased damage on raises that they gave him just kind of for free.
Yep.
SF definitely much more relevant than he used to be. We are going to have the constant Enfeeble spam, not mid, but at top lane instead against that Juggernaut. So it's going to be a hard time for him trying to last hit against that Gyrocopter. Ghostic is feeling the pain of the Ion Shell dives right now. He's trying to get away from Velo right now, trying to juke it out through the trees. Velo is keeping pace here, not getting juked at all. He does manage to get the orb out, but the Ion Shells are going to be enough. Double Ion Shells, enough to be able to pick up the first blood for Velo. And it looks like they didn't lose their Spirit Breaker either. The TP comes back in, but a TP out is matched by our Spirit Breaker. So Ghostic not able to get some revenge for himself.
It was looking a tiny bit scary for a second, too, for Afro, because he was tanking that whole tower. But now Velo is able to cut the creep wave, get that free experience bottom, and he does have a clarity running at this entire time, since he burned all of his mana at the start. And mid, we see FN already cruising on Furo, with that Vanscourt sitting there with him. Putting a lot of pressure on the OD, already coming out quite advantageous as this Shadow Fiend getting a damage advantage right away.
I mean, the strategy kind of remains the same, right? You always try and help the SF as much as possible in his starting souls.
Yep.
And then once he starts getting a little bit better, then maybe you can ease up on that presence in lane.
Yeah, he's already got a huge damage advantage, 82 over the 56 of the OD.
You can see that Vanscourt is already rolling out of that middle lane. Does manage to get the cake before he's sent back by the Glimpse. Maposhka is going to try and keep pace here. He's got a Brain Sap coming up in 6 seconds, so if he could just deal a little bit more damage from the right clicks and finish him off with the Brain Sap, it's going to be close, but might be able to get it cutting through the trees. Nice roll in as well from the Vanscourt. That's going to ensure that they do manage to even out the kill score 1-1 now.
And they're putting so much pressure on the other lanes, too. Look at this mid matchup. Furo is getting no last hits. Same thing with the Juggernaut, that Enfeeble spam. just really punished them. Afromush is going to have to try to settle something here. Gets an invis.
An invis charge in, so FN's not going to see this coming until it's too late. The Iron Shell on top of him as well. Oh, but Firo's going to give up on that kill, and Afromush may have actually pursued a little bit too deep, taking a lot of damage from FN. Raised her up, roll in as well. Vanscore's going to be able to nail that to Spirit Breaker. FN will collect the kill and get full out souls.
FN went for the 1-2 build too. Didn't even get the second level in Shadow Raise there. Just because he's getting so many last hits, he wants to get that massive damage advantage over the OD. And I mean, OD's really going to struggle. That's 100 base damage on SF, 60 on OD. I don't see Firo doing too well without rotations here.
The Darkster's the only one who's really doing well, and to be honest, he's not really pressuring the Puck overly much. Puck is actually doing decently in CS against that Tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
So he's actually sitting at 13-3, not terrible.
Charge is going to
come in. They can kill him again, that'd be fantastic, but it seems pretty hard now that Phase Shift is a spell. Afromush not going to be able to connect with the charge. Is going to be able to dodge out Vanscore though. That's nicely played out. Going to be hit by the kick though. See if they have the nukes, but the charge comes through just in time. They try and orb after him. Good luck with that. Afromush does cancel his charge though. Trying to walk away from Vanscore. Looking at Velo. Velo's a little bit low, but he does have a surge up, so unlikely they could kill him either.
Mm-hmm. You know, they're putting pressure a bit on the Puck, but is he really the problem? On bottom, they actually are going for Velo here. He's going to be okay with that surge. But so yeah, they're pressuring the Puck, but I don't really feel like the Puck is too much of the problem. I think it's the Gyro and the SF, and now they will find Gyro top with this haste rune. Actually, Miposhka. Jeez. And he's gone. Okay.
They can't bring him down. Okie dokie.
That's really costly.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they needed something to be able to help this OD and even the supports out, but not able to get that kill. Simple TP out. FN's getting very rapidly out of control.
Yeah, all three cores, they're farming pretty damn well. I mean, Puck's not really too phased by many of these charges. Any of this pressure that's coming up bottom, he's going to get level 6 at a very good timing. We'll be able to counter gank, set up those plays all over the place.
I love that FN's doing so well that he just doesn't even bother with boots. He's just focusing on the stat build, goes to the Magic Wand, goes for the Ring of Aquila as well.
He's even got 2 salves.
All right, sure. Charge into the top lane with the Ion Shell already on Afromush. They've got a lot of damage over time, even the extra 17% just to ensure the kill. This is supposed to be the power of the Darkseer Spirit Breaker. You're able to not only win one lane, but even TP in with the Ion Shell on you and win another lane as well. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out too well in this entire laning phase, but they do finally see a bit of strength.
I like that change up that Afromush does, though. Rather than focusing on bottom, he has to start punishing these big cores.
Yeah.
Mid, we have a smoke up behind Firo. Could be in some trouble if he steps up.
Step out too far, Firo. Smoke breaks, but he does not see them.
They're pinging them out, though. Afro knows he's now going to scout them out.
Yeah, Afro. Okay, Empire give up on the kill. Even drop a sentry just to make sure, like, does he have wards here? Maybe they have a mid ward or something, but no. Just the Spirit Breaker and good game sense. Empire going to try and move that duo up to the top lane, see if they can continue to keep Miracle down, who's sitting at 19-2 when it comes to CS, compared to the 28-9 of the Gyrocopter.
I think WG should get a ward down in the top river, somewhere along that area, so they can see where the supports are moving, so then when they know that Silent is alone, they can always set up for those kills, because I think that's just the way that they have to play this. They can't just let Silent be the solo Gyrocopter in the top lane.
Yeah, he's...
All 3 lanes.
He's getting far too much free time.
It's all 3 lanes just really going in favor of Empire at the moment.
All right, the charge in. X-Nova's trying to sneak around Silent where he's going to be found. He cuts down the tree, gets a lot of damage.
Oh, what? He didn't spin.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Miracle test.
Rocket Barrage, lots of damage.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That is an invisible Shadow Fiend who could just get a 1-2-3 punch on any of those supports. They're going to have the TP in from Miracle, but they're going to try and fight this one out anyway. FN patiently waiting for his time. Miracle just takes the full brunt of that Rocket Barrage. He's got a healing ward out. They're going to throw down the ultimate. They're going to go for the glimpse back on a Silent, locking him in with the kinetic field. They get the charge to be able to stop that TP, and it looks like the trap set by Empire goes completely awry as he's going to be chased down here, gets more Rocket Barrage damage, and Miracle has to back out. It does not want to get bursted down by Miposhka again. In fact, now he's pretty healthy and can start fighting, but FN finally comes around. He's stuck all the way around the tower in order to get here. Does kill one support, and it looks like they're going to be able to find the other with the coil. The charge is there, but Spirit Breaker has to wait out the coil timing and charges just in time. Afro playing that pretty smart, does manage to keep himself alive with patience. Unless Vanscore can actually find him, roll. Not going to land. Afromoosh does take the time to be able to get the aggressive ward in before he skirts away. Velo trying all the meanwhile to take this tier 1 tower while his team is drawing a lot of attention to that top lane.
Patience from FN there, just sitting behind the tower for such a long time with that invis.
I thought it was actually going to go terrible for them and they lost that gyrocopter, but he just proved to be too tanky.
Yep. Now they will give the Earth Spirit that bottom lane since he is struggling a bit on levels on Vanscore, only level 3, even though he's been making some nice moves around the map. And they do claim themselves a tower already, so FN prioritizing getting that tower quite heavily, because he could have maybe gone for the rotation downward and got that Spirit Breaker when the coil was thrown, but he literally just sat there and whacked the tower.
I know you and I have the same kind of feelings about Darkseer. Not really too bullish on that hero.
No, I'm really not a big fan of the hero. He has gone for the Dominator build, so he's just going to be trying to abuse the creep so that he can always farm with it and push the waves. And, you know, you farm one lane with Ion Shell, and then you farm a separate one with the Ion Shell and the creep.
This is part of the problem, right, is that he can be given a free lane, and you won't feel that impact to the hero right away.
Yeah.
So, like, when we have these dives up the top lane, a Darkseer is not really going to turn things around for you. And combined with the Spirit Breaker, though, they've got a nice kill combination. It looks like they're not able to grab Vanscore. He's able to get the roll away. The clap was not up from that Hellbear Smasher, and now he's going to have to try and guide Afromoosh out of here, but Ghostic is able to burst him down. Gets that jump forward. Now Velo's going to actually make it out of here, trying to micro his Hellbear at the same time. They're going to throw out the ultimate for the Gyrocopter, tries to dodge it, gets out of the second blast, hides away into the tree. Hellbear Smasher's dead. The Orb's going to come in, reveal, and find the kill for Silent.
And that's a very, like we just said, it's a very farmed Darkseer, and he just gives up this kind of kill because they try to go for a dive for the support. But Empire with some nice rotations coming in, Ghostic with that clutch TP. And even though the supports are low level on Empire, they can still make a lot happen. Bane and Earth Spirit. So Miracle still very shut down on this jug. 2,900 net worth.
They gotta buy some time for him, but I'm not sure who does that.
Yeah.
Because if anything, Miracle is supposed to be, the Juggernaut's supposed to be the one who buys time for the OD to come online.
I think the biggest thing they need is their level 6s on the supports. Disruptor and Spirit Breaker really need to start getting it. It's pre-10 minutes, but they are very low level. It's level 3 on Spirit Breaker, 4 on Disruptor. The combo is going to be essential for them to actually be able to take these fights versus Empire, the Vacuum and the Disruptor ultimate.
Hey, Fog, are you feeling the same way? I've been watching ODs, and I kind of feel like they're almost Deuce does in that they come online a lot faster than they used to. So maybe this OD could have more impact than we've traditionally seen from ODs around that 20-minute marker.
Perhaps.
You sound skeptical.
Just because I look at the BKB cores, just like Lumi mentioned, the SF and the Gyrocopter, they will get BKBs at a relatively early time, and they're playing versus dual silence. The Puck as well as the Earth Spirit versus OD is very tough for that hero. Bottom, Sleep comes out.
Looking for Afro. Set up here. He's actually just going to go for a TP out. Oh, a long range raise from our SF helps bring down Afromoosh before he can get the TP out.
Yep.
7-2, Empire really taking it to Warriors in this second game of the best-of-3 series, which they're already currently 1-up. Miposhka is going to try and go for the TP out as well, but again, this time it's WG who are able to stop a TP short.
So something else I wanted to touch on that you mentioned, you said the OD is kind of like the Dusa. The problem is that OD can't flash farm, especially not Ancients. You farm incredibly slow in comparison. You don't build that Mask of Madness. You're more of a fighter. You have to get that Force Staff and then just go pretty much running at the enemy lineup and hoping for the best.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward combination, right? Sort of later-ish game core that has to kill heroes to actually, move past that 20-minute marker.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostic's going to have such a quick early Blink Dagger on this puck that it's going to cause a lot of disruption in those fights. Just be able to stop the engagements coming out from WG, the combo breaker, if you'd like to call it. And Silent has gone for that Mask of Madness build on the Gyro. He will accelerate his farm quite a lot, and then going for the Manta seems to be the most common build actually on these Gyros.
Velo trying to interrupt the Gyrocopter's farm. After all, he doesn't really have a lane since Miracle's taken over this bottom lane right now. A couple of flat-handed shots. Roll in. Miss on a Firo. He did have the vision onto the SF, slows him down, but he's going to be in turn slowed down by the Nightmare. They actually try and go for the kick. Misses out from Vanscore. He does manage to get the silence onto the Darkseer, preventing the Vacuum from going out now. Dreamcoil is also going to go down. FN had to deal with Afromoosh, throws out the ultimate, and will manage to survive. No bash there from Afro this time around. And the Earth Spirit's getting a lot of damage to this back line. Able to hit kick onto Firo as well, with Ghostic there, getting more and more burst damage, but it looks like OD did have a lot of Magic Wand charges. Maybe it's going to be enough. No, Ghostic still managed to get that kill. Silent comes in and helps clean up Velo as well, and Warriors, they're just crumbling now.
Yep. They're unable to deal with this high damage lineup from Empire. And without Miracle getting involved, they really don't have the damage to deal with anything like this. They really need the Juggernaut in all those situations, but he doesn't have Omni Slash.
Okay, if they can actually kill FN, that would be huge. Looks like our SF dealing with a Static Storm, turn around. Oh no, the Fiend's Grip! It actually stopped him. Miracle's desperately trying to chase down, but he's not going to be able to catch up. Miposhka just managed to save the life of the SF. Even if it costs him his own, it's going to be well worth it, preventing that key core kill. Warriors Gaming needed that one badly.
That was so close to him dying. He actually had, like, I think the 8 state charges, the 8 wand charges is what ends up making him survive. And we see him now switch the item build. He had the SNY, which is the usual build on the SF, but as we mentioned, those BKBs are high priority this game for both of the cores on the side of Empire.
Meanwhile, Fearo's trying to build into a force staff, which he kind of desperately needs, as he's been getting run down far too often by Team Empire. Yeah. Empire currently up 3K gold. I
think Empire's going to start picking up the pace here too, even though they kind of have been already, but once they get this blink on the puck, that's when they start actually sieging those towers and being able to pierce the back.
I know BKB timing pretty important here, but do you really skip the Mask of Madness on this Gyrocopter?
No, I think Gyro still can go for it. I think Gyro can still go the Mask build into like the Yasha, but I think the BKB is just very essential because they can just group up and there's nothing WG can do. We see him, he does switch from that even Manta build that he had queued up earlier and switch to the BKB. So exactly what we were mentioning is the option for them that they will go for.
All right, if your Warriors fogged, what do you start doing? How do you shake up this game? Because it's not going too well for you.
They got to still just keep pushing the lanes out with the Darkseer and looking for pickoffs with Spirit Breaker with him. Spirit Breaker is now finally level 6, so that's probably their best bet. Punish before those BKBs come out, but Empire, they're completely ready and they're online. They're in a very defensive stance as well. FN will walk into that Hellbear Smasher, so they know that something's going on around here.
Smoke pops. Miposhka has a beautiful opportunity. He's going to be able to sleep one, go for the kill onto Aframusha. They're going to Fiend's Grip to make sure he can't charge out. And Velo, who's already been silenced up, is not going to be able to get an easy haste out of here. In fact, he's going to be caught by FN. They managed to get the vacuum pull in onto the puck. FN, thinking about charging the ultimate, is going to lose as Miracle's magic immunity runs out from the spin. They get a lot of magic damage into him. Fearo tries to save his outlet, but at the cost of his own life, and I'm not sure how the Juggernaut could possibly get out of that one. It just sets up a kill. Beasley, FN throw down the nukes. They're going to chase down Xnova as well. And we're looking at a team wipe here, ladies and gentlemen. Vanscore does manage to nail the kick into the homing missile, and we're going to see up close and personal the death of the Disruptor. Silent with a dominating spree. Empire bring down all 5 of Warriors Gaming Unity, and if Aframush oversteps his bounds, he may just be a 6-man down in this fight.
It's looking like quite a blunder. They really needed to keep the momentum up in their draft and keep the pressure coming out before those BKBs are up, but they can't even take the fights, especially not in that position. That's right next to Empire's Shrine. They don't have any like big burst damage coming out on the side of WG Unity. It's all this damage over time. The Jug, the Disruptor, the Darkseer. These heroes don't burst anything down, and Miposhka, quick sleep.
Silence on Velo. Make sure he can't vacuum Miposhka back. They are just trying so hard for these kills, but the kick just landed on the Spirit Breaker as he was trying to charge forward as well. So apparently, in your dreams, says Miposhka. They managed to get away, keeping the kill count for Warriors Gaming at a kind of low 5.
WG pretty much needs absolute clutch plays coming out, like vacuum into a 3-man Static Storm. The last situation, they really just landed the Static Storm on the puck, and they couldn't even clean him up. Damage really being an issue on their lineup at the moment.
Do you want to see like maybe a Blink Dagger on the Darkseer to try and make that more of a possibility?
He really needs it. He's queued up the mech, so he's trying to get more sustain for his team, but I really feel like they are struggling because they have no... Their only catch really seems like is the Spirit Breaker because they're getting ran at. Disruptor, sure, Glimpse is great catch, but not when you're the ones on the back foot.
Waking him up, but... Oh, Miracle dies in that back line. They are going to be able to find the kill on him. Miposhka, he stalled quite a bit with the Nightmare plays, but still... Better engagement for Empires. They managed to get a core kill out of that one. And okay, never mind. They're going to be able to get +1 as well, looks like. Vanscore comes back, immediately throws down the ultimate, goes for a kick. Ghostic's going to try and follow this one up and do the homing missile with the coil on top of that. And they actually get a really good setup. They managed to get the Stratic Storm before the Disruptor dies. A charge in. Aframush also gets the bash, who silenced quite well. So Fearo can finish him off. Actually grabs the puck as well. Imprisonment. Don't think he's going to be able to get this solo, but we'll see. He's going to try for it. Does have his ultimate. Silenced up, though. Maybe he can get some help, though. He's got the... Oh, no! Ghostic! Flashy blink away. Velo's still trying to catch up to him, see if he can get a vacuum pullback. But Ghostic Okay, he does manage to get on top, and with the Ion Shell as well, it's not going to be so easy for Ghostic, but he did have just enough mana to be able to orb away, so never mind.
That all starts with a cancel TP from the Disrupted Glimpse and them getting a beautiful Static Storm on top of the Gyrocopter, being able to close the gap onto him.
Oh, and Mapochka going to be caught as well inside the kinetic field. Mapochka tries to fight X-Nova, but he's going to be surrounded by 3 different heroes. Aframoosh takes the time to wake up. Miracle make sure he's going to be granted the bounty for this kill. They need every little bit of help they can possibly get because he's trying to work towards a Manta.
Yeah. They're still in quite a lot of trouble here versus Empire's lineup, though. The Shadow Fiend has the BKB finished, has queued up that SNY next, and their cores are still not caught up entirely.
How do you fight around BKBs if you're Warriors?
Bait them.
Okay.
Hope for the best with a bait BKB play. You can't fight into these BKBs when they have them. It's actually going to be so hard. They have to split the map up and get hopeful engagements.
Hope for misclicks.
Something like that.
And it's going to be a tough timing for Warriors to be able to fight once those double BKBs are up. And they are closing in fast. Maybe they can actually shut down Silence here sometime soon. But Aframoosh, he's got to get out of town. Homing Missile is going to chase him down. 19-9, 4K gold lead right now for Empire.
Firo's got level 14 at least now, so he's got the X Arcane Orb. If he can start building up Int, maybe that could be a key to success for their upcoming team fights.
It is a strong possibility, right? Because Empire are going to be so fight-focused, it's possible that they stumble into a bad engagement against that OD. We saw how it happened at that top lane, that tier 2. The OD, even though he lost a bunch of allies, he was the one who was able to clean up so much. And it didn't even require his use of the ultimate. Miracle is going to be a lot harder to kill once he completes that Manta. He'll not be able to get the Silence locked down onto him as easily.
Yeah, they're trying to smoke up and get some high ground advantage here. Empire is all positioned, though. There's a level 17 Shadow Fiend already. 3 levels ahead of his compadres.
Sneaking into the high ground. They're going to try and go for a charge on FN with a glimpse back. They're going to be able to... Okay, never mind. BKB going to be used.
They baited it out. Yeah, they baited it. That's
baited
once.
Out.
That's once.
Right. Got to do it a lot more.
Yep. Empire's going to go push the lanes out, though, so that they don't have to take a fight when that BKB's down.
Mech almost complete for Velo. They certainly need it. You can see the magic damage has been a huge problem for them. I wonder if he actually is considering the fact that he's already delayed the Blink Dagger. I wonder if he's going to consider a pipe.
Yeah, maybe he just goes for just that 5-man centric build. I think the Blink Dagger is so core with a Disruptor on your team, though.
Yeah, it would set up the OD to be able to lay damage. Mapochka going to be caught here. Force snap forward, stops the TP. And at this point, it's always a question of, like, basically who do you want to prevent from getting your kill?
Yep.
He chooses Miracle.
20 int now on the OD for the next minute. Empire still going to keep trying to push out the side lanes. Don't take a fight till that BKB's back up. And they will itemize for BKB into Butterflies, since that's one of the best ways to deal with both the Jug and OD. Because OD does not build MKB very naturally whatsoever in FN. Level 18 now, has the level 3 Requiem. We could see when the Empire has the BKB on the Gyrocopter and probably the Blink Dagger on Earth Spirit, they'll go into that Roche Pit and just force an engagement around there. Because like we said, it's going to be really hard for WG to fight into these double BKBs. So forcing some type of objective is crucial for Empire.
Damn, I didn't even realize that Earth Spirit was this close to having that initiating item.
Yeah, he's level 12 too. He's doing very, very well for himself.
Who was it? Yaj that we saw?
Yeah.
So good on that Earth Spirit, especially when he got the Blink Dagger. Huge impact. We'll see if Vanscore is able to replicate the same kind of success we saw in the group stage. Aggressive wards being laid down for WG Unity. They want to make sure they can get this tier 1 tower, or that they spot Empire if they set up to defend. And it looks like maybe a combination of both. Silence going to push out the way, but he's got 4 members right behind him. Smoke up. Are they going to run into Warriors here?
Empire really wants to pick a fight.
Oh, it attempted a TP out. Miracle is going to be good.
So BKB's and Blink stun. They're going to go in the Roche Pit. Yep.
Yeah. Mapochka is going to push out, maybe get a good ward down. Yep.
Maybe they will try to take a fight around that ward, since they do see one of the WG Unity players.
And they know that the Jug just TP'd to the bottom lane, so it would be a great opportunity for them to get a free pick-off that turns back into Roshan. So FN gets that kill into Aframoosh.
Very nicely done.
Oh, careful, Firo. He's trying to quickly push out the wave. Kind of prevented. Oh, Firo.
God. That was scary.
Whew. Close one. Our poor Wildkin will be the victim of that rotation. It did manage to stall up Roshan, though. So, successful move there from Firo.
Yep, they're pushing out the side lanes now pretty hard, too. Miracle and Firo. Now Empire will start that rush.
So what do you do here as Warriors? Do you attempt to contest, since you do have 5 mana up, but you know it's a hard fight, or do you take advantage and just try and push that bottom lane as much as possible?
I think you have to just give this up. There's no way that they can fight into this. Empire is dropping, or Silent is dropping a bit low, though, to that rush.
Yeah, he kind of is. That's a little bit surprising. Miracle's getting time to start hitting that tier 3. He's got Manta as well, so this will really speed up his damage. And actually, they're trying to TP back. The Bane is going to be able to catch him. He sets up with the sleep first. But they're also trying to catch him inside the Roche pit. If they can actually force the fight, they're going to lose their Juggernaut most likely here with the rotation out. But if they can win that fight around the Roshan pit, it would be huge. The charge comes in, actually knocks back the SF. They manage to get the glimpse back. He was unable to pop the BKB fast enough, so now he's in an awkward position. Going to try and chase down X-Nova. Firo's here to be able to prevent that support from dying, but FN can still get out with the Blink Dagger. It looks like these two cores were too tough to bring down. They go for the Static Storm instant. BKB popped out from Silent. Afro Moose kind of stuck. He's going to pop his ultimate to be able to prevent Silent from being able to jump forward. Firo tries to save his ally again, but this time he's going to be caught by the Coil Hurricane fight backwards, but is unable to get it far enough away. A big new drop, but it's not going to be close enough to bring Silent down. Empire both win the engagement, catching Juggernaut at bottom lane with a 3-man rotation, and still manage to survive through that Roche pit. Get a couple of kills. They're going to be able to find a fellow at the very end of it. FN, who needs Rosha?
5-0 Wyatt. Clutch setup there by Pushka, and then, like we mentioned, I mean, there's no damage to go through this Magic community. It's really only the Jug, and he was bottom split pushing, so they just are fine with taking the engagement versus this. And now they go toward the high ground. They don't even want the Roche. Trying to force some buybacks, force some pressure.
It was a 4 versus 2.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even close.
Yeah, just Magic community versus Disruptor versus OD.
The definition of BKB cores right there. SF and Gyrocopter combine their physical damage to bring down a tier 3 and possibly a melee Rax here before Warriors are able to defend. The ODs coming up, but they really need the Darks here as well. So they're going to try and push forward with a glimpse, but a well-timed orb from the puck. Managed to dodge that glimpse.
BKB's back online. They can maybe just position themselves to go for that Roche soon once they heal up a little bit. Their lanes are in. Maybe the bottom lane maybe need to get pushed out a little bit, but Empire looking so strong with this Magic immunity. That's another thing we didn't say too much, is also you look at WG's lineup and it's just such a hard to execute draft. They don't have any real stuns. It's just up to Spirit Breaker to get those stuns and lockdowns. That's where also, me personally, I'm not a great fan of that Darkseer because he provides, sure, like that vacuum combo and everything, but he's not that like instant stun. He's not that lockdown that you really need for your lineup. And the wall is pretty negligible in most of these situations. He actually didn't even get to use it, I don't think, in that last engagement.
Yeah, we're looking at his combination already being bunk at 23 minutes, let's say, once those BKBs were picked up. His vacuum into Static Storm is nullified, and it's not going to be really relevant again until either they baited out BKBs or they've got the Ags onto the Disruptor, and we all know that's probably never going to happen. Looks like Firo's going to be caught here in the mid lane. His allies are streaming forward from the back lines. Maybe they can still fight this one out despite Firo being caught. They jump forward with the Omni Slash, dealing a lot of damage, jumping out of Silent, but he's only down half HP, and the Omni Slash now run out means they don't have the physical damage. They try and challenge with the Static Storm onto the puck, and nice vacuum back in. They're going to be able to bring down at least the Gyrocopter here, possibly Ghostic as well. Afro Moosh actually spots out the Ear Spirit. They're going to go for that kill, but FN is here. They have to glimpse him back, but he pops a BKB to make sure he can still stay on the hunt, try and chase down the Warriors. Warriors are able to back out. They lost their OD though, and FN, well, he's really pushing it here. He does not have BKB. The Warriors are thinking about trying to fight it here. Afro Moosh just trying to scout as much as possible, see what ends up happening. Ghostic gonna go for the Ult Scepter straight into the combination of FN. A 1-2 punch that is sure to knock out any of these heroes.
Empire choosing to take a fight without FN there earlier. And they still, the Omni Slash was pretty ideal. It pretty much bounces only on Silent. On top of that, Disruptor ulti. But I think Vanscore landed a three-man kick there, which prevented them from bringing down everybody else, and FN came in and cleaned up quite nicely for Empire. 11k, now 12k gold lead, and they're claiming more and more map control.
And now we go back to our old friend Mr. Roshan, which we've been trying to talk about for Empire to do as an objective, but you could see exactly why Fog suggested that Warriors do not try and contest Empire. They may have stalled up Roshan, but it's been at a cost of several nasty fights, a huge gold lead for Empire, and they've lost a lane of Rags before that first Roshan has even been taken.
They're trying their best to not let Empire get into that pit, to keep playing split pushed, but Empire just winning all these fights.
Now they've got extra control against the Juggernaut and even the OD. If he ever gets BKB, that's not really going to be applicable against the Coil if Puck jumps first.
Oh, wow, yeah. He's already got that Aghanims. And level 18, too. 700 break damage if they ever do break anybody out of it.
How long is this stun?
It's like 4.5.
It's like, yeah, I thought it was like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's
insane.
Yeah, pretty high. And now Empire does finally make their way into that pit. And WG, no interest of going to fight there.
Yeah, Warriors this time, they're going to take a little bit smarter move here. They're going to back up Miracle as he goes for the push at bottom lane. Unfortunately for them, backdoor protection just prevented a lot of that damage. As the rotations start coming in, though, we'll see what Empire are able to make do here as they manage to get the chip in, pop the silence, get the coil onto the Juggernaut. He's holding himself inside the coil, actually snaps himself. Uh-oh, that's not going to be too good, but Firo managed to come in, execute him. Poshka comes forward and also going for ban score as well, but here comes FN. Pops the BKB, lets loose the ultimate with Silent chasing down the support, trying to get himself away. Miracle trying to keep that healing ward alive. He's actually doing okay there, but it looks like Silent is able to chase down the healing ward, and they may be able to bring down the Juggernaut. Just a sliver of HP left, but he got the Omni Slash down and Silent dies! Jabani! Miracle lives! It may have been at the cost of Firo's life, but somehow Warriors may have actually just done a decent engagement for themselves.
They got split up on the side of Empire. Whew. All the ultimates being thrown out by WG, as you see there. FN a little bit blinks in, starts the Requiem channel, he's like, oh god, I didn't BKB. Then BKBs and starts the channel again. And Silent just commits to the backlines, and Miracle, like you said, survives just long enough to get that Omni Slash on the isolated Gyrocopter. We're going to see this one again. As you mentioned, the coil break does come out, but Miracle able to survive long enough from the backup from his teammates.
He learned the hard way about the Aghanim Scepter pickup on the puck. That fight could have been so much more different if he actually doesn't pop that there. Same goes with FN, though. He lost a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was the way the fight got...
recharge that BKB.
Yeah, it was the way that fight got split up, though. Firo commits into the backline. Sure, he dies, but he lets them pretty much get that kill onto Silent because of it.
Yeah. Just imagine if he actually successfully TP'd out.
Yep.
So many close calls there. 30 minutes in. 30 to 15 to the favor of Empire, currently sitting 10,000 gold up. FN is the leader on the net worth chart right now, just about to break that 20k marker as they bring down the tier 1 tower. Also has an Aegis, decently long BKB, a butterfly even. So even with the BKB down, he's still not going to be fearing too much damage from that Juggernaut or that OD. I struggle to see how they're going to be able to bring him down, but maybe Warriors can focus on that back line, just try and kite the SF as much as possible.
Yeah, they've killed Silent a couple of times. He's 6-4, but yeah, like you said, Shadow Fiend, 11-0-8, just like that last game when FN was Marana, just beyond godlike, being the main core for his team.
FN has certainly been quite the boon to Team Empire.
Yep.
He's been a great mid for them, carried many games.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're going to keep their aggression up now, too.
Miracle still trying to do the split pushing routine, hoping to be able to stall out Empire, prevent that high ground push. That potential death push is really what it could be, unless they have buybacks. Okay, now they force the rotation, so Val's going to try and get a pick off here.
There's a DD rune on FN. He's coming towards this.
Vanscore setting up, goes for the charge out. Afromush is going to go and catch Vanscore here, but here comes FN. And now the question is, what do Warriors do? With FN here, he's going to set up on the imprisonment, actually missed the ultimate on Vel. Vel's actually able to blink himself away. Afromush ended up dying there, but Warriors have baited out BKBs. If they can just get out now with the rest of their heroes and only losing the Spear Breaker, I would actually call that a decent success.
Oops. FN.
Oopsies.
Time that Requiem, but sometimes a little bit difficult for Sastral.
Yeah.
They will try to continue that aggression as the Aegis is still in their hands for about 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, do you really need that BK to be off cooldown when he's got a butterfly and an Aegis?
They've got to watch for the combo, though, when the BKBs are on cooldown. There still is silence, though.
Oh, yeah, they actually still have their Static Storm vacuum combination.
Yeah,
right.
Velo's trying for it.
Oh, and there it goes! BKB instantly activated by Silent. He's going to be okay, and FN managed to make his way out of that one. Now on the side, though, Firo does try to go for Miposhka, and Self Nightmare will prevent a lot of those orbs from going down, and Firo, he just blinks forward for nothing, pretty much. He got no damage in on the supports. They've lost their big time carry, and Warriors are going to be forced into a buyback here out of that one. They managed to get the jump. Oh, what? What? Miracle actually got nothing out of the Omni Slash. He didn't finish off Silent, and now he's going to have to make it to the back line. Vanscore actually stopped him with a blink forward and executes him, and now it's looking like disaster. The charge in from Maframuj. They do manage to finish off Silent, so it's going to be all on FN to try and carry out this team fight on just a little bit of HP. Blinks himself away, hoping to be able to keep that Aegis out of this fight entirely. Doesn't want to take the chance on the second life, and Ghost Stick. Okay. Nice attempt there, blinking into Fountain, but I mean, either way, he was going to be going up.
He had to blink the direction that he was facing.
Oh, you're right.
Because he was
Good
under
call.
the Omni Spin. So he really just, that's like one of the interactions with Phase Shift. If there is Spin, Shikuchi, a couple other abilities, you have to blink that direction to face. But that was buybacks coming out from WG. And that was Empire kind of just committing to just be like, all right, we're going to brute force this.
Brute force it, they almost did.
Yep.
Fortunately, the SF did survive. That would have been the huge bounty. If Firo had actually gotten damage onto him, preventing that blink, they stopped that Aegis, they probably set up on him in that second life.
Yeah. But this is what we were talking about, the tough setup from WG throughout the majority of this game is getting that blink vacuum on top of the Disruptor ulti is really difficult. You see the BKB just comes out from Silent, and then the Omni Slash. That one was also crazy. He just mantas, and it actually just disengages that whole Omni. But WG with 3 buybacks, get a little bit of momentum to at least push now, but Empire is starting to respawn, and they are ready to battle. They have a 16k gold lead still, even though they all just died. Well, most of them, except for FN. FN will have Daedalus finished up now too, and he's actually gone for a little bit of a mixture build. If you look at his, he didn't go for the cooldown reduction, even though that's usually the build that we see when you get the Shadow Rays and Spell Amp. Goes for the damage. He wants to right-click with that Daedalus.
I'm down with that. Yeah. That way he could just stand toe-to-toe with the OD, pop the BKB, and just...
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. After all, I mean, the Gyrocopter is going to be falling off as well, right? So you need your SF to be the big physical damage dealer.
Yep.
Warriors, meanwhile, may not have been the death push at bottom lane, but it did end up wounding them pretty severely when it comes to economy, with 3 buybacks being used.
Yeah, Empire's just going to go again here. They're smoked up, looking for that engagement.
Not even playing it slow and waiting for another Roshan or anything like that. They're going to smoke up, see if they can get the quick pick that allows them just to be able to finish this game off.
If they get any of those buyback heroes, the Darkseer, the OD, or the Jug, that could just be it for them.
But it looked like Nova did manage to pop the... Whoa, wait, backlight, hello? Whoa, Firo gets spotted by Vanscore, and now he's got to make some sort of weird slick moves to get out of this one.
100 seconds, no OD.
The smoke fails, but they still find a pick off on the most important hero of all.
Yep.
Oh no, Firo.
And now they can pretty much just go for the space.
All right, Warriors gonna have to try and fight this one out 4 versus 5 without their primary damage dealer. Miracle's gonna have to carry this team fight when it comes to damage somehow. They really need a strong initiation here with the Blink Vacuum into the Static Storm. They also need a really good charge out to try and force out the BKB usage on Silent. They're going to go for it, and they're going to try and see if they can burst him down. They actually threw in a vacuum instead of the Omni Slash. They don't actually manage to bring him down. Silent, with that fast movement speed, is able to get out of dodge there, and it looks like Velo, caught in the back line, is going to have to jump himself away. Finally, the Omni Slash is used. It actually bounced over to Silent, brings him super low. On Silent, asleep. It actually saved him. Great play from Miposhka, just showing that Empire certainly do deserve the win here in this game 2, and the win ultimately in the series, 2-0 Warriors.
Overall, I think WG, they fought hard. They had a very hard to execute draft, as we mentioned multiple times. As soon as Empire got those BKBs, it was looking just so tough for WG to really take anything.
A relatively